how to do a document analysis. First, open your booklet up, and you're going to choose, I am just doing this one as an example. We're going to pick document B. So the first thing you want to do is open up document B, and now just read it. So we're going to take this opportunity right now. You're going to read this document. Once the document has been read, you want to look over the document and see if you see, as you're reading it, any particular words you may or may not know. For example, Book of Books. You may not know what that is. That means Bible. Now, as you read this, if you're looking for any information of key terms, you're going to get out the spare sheet that was given, flip it over, and look down here. It includes all the definitions for this particular document that you can use then to annotate. Along with annotating along the side, what you're going to do is you're going to write a brief, one-sentence description of what you read. So, for example, Israel is the land of the Jews. That's very, very simple. You don't have to write anything too complex. You're going to continue the same all the way down. Once that is completed, you're going to begin your document analysis. You're going to start out by first writing your name, bucket. Now, we're not too sure what the bucket is, and if you don't know, continue on, and we're going to go to B, and then we're going to do the title of the document. The title of the document is right here. That is the title of this particular document that you've just read. So, this particular document is the Declaration of the Establishment of the State of Israel. It's okay if it doesn't totally fit. Just keep moving on. Date of the document. To Jewish people, that is the date. Now, for the rest of us, this is the date. Remember, they do it differently. It is day, month, year. You can write it that way, or you can write it the American way, which would be 5/14/1948. The author of the document, it doesn't specifically say. So you're just going to write NA there. Now, primary source or secondary source. Usually you want to take a look at the date. Now, we know Israel was created in 1948. It tells you that at the very, very beginning. Right there. So, if it was created in 1948, then it is probably, and this was written in 1948, most likely that person was there. So what you're going to do at that point, zoom this in a little bit for you, is, if you're going to do at that point, you're going to just go down here and we're going to say that it's probably a primary source. Now, next thing, the source. Where did the document come from? This came from the published in the Official Gazette number 1. Official Gazette number 1. Next, author's point of view or bias. It's not directly said they have a point of view, but so far from everything we've read, they look like they're pro-Israel. So we're just going to write pro-Israel. Now, what I'd like you to do is not only write pro-Israel, now I'm going to write that down to remember it, but now I'm going to write it in a complete sentence. The author's point of view or possible bias is pro-Israel. Next, we are going to pick a quote. Just any quote. Now you can look through the text and find the one that you think best works for you. Now, one of the ones that I've seen most students do is literally take the first sentence. So we'll just, for the sake of this, write the first sentence. The land of Israel was the birthplace of the Jewish people. When you write yours, please don't speak out loud. I'm doing this just to help you. Now, next, what does this mean? Israel is the home of the Jews. Now, why does this matter? How does this information help you answer the question and understand how it matters? This information matters because the Jews want to move back to Israel, and they can claim it's their homeland. Now, you don't have to write something that specific, but that's up to you. Next, you're going to write, what is the main idea of this document? The main idea of this document is that Israel is the home of the Jews, and they are creating a new nation in 1948. There you go. Now we've finished this. Now, after reading all this, we realize that this is pro-Israel, which means it's probably Zionism. So then you're going to write Zionism here, and we know this is document B, so we're going to go back to here, and inside our bucket for Zionism, you're going to put document B. And you're going to continue on as you find one that's anti-Semitism or Zionism. You're going to put them in each bucket as you collect them. Best of